Hello, Hillsville County. It's Corey again for the Hillsville Daily News, back with episode 2 of After Hours. I'm here with Kodi Kies. It's the North Adams Fire Department, in school right now to be an EMT and a United States Marine Corps veteran. This is our Veterans Day special. Kodi,
Sir?
how you been?
Good.
Hanging in? So, you served in the Marine Corps. What year to what year?
So I served in the Marine Corps from 2020 to 2024. I joined during the summertime, June 15th to be exact.
What'd you do in the Marine Corps?
I was a United States Marine Corps infantryman. I was an 0311, and under that I was a grenadier.
So you were a grunt.
Yeah, I was a grunt.
You were a 0300 series. You were a grunt. So tell me a bit about your time in the Marine Corps. What inspired you to enlist? What was your role? What was your unit? Where'd you go?
So I had always wanted to be a Marine ever since I was young. I can't even remember when I wanted to. I just remember that's what I always wanted to be. My father was a Marine and transitioned to Army later on in his service life. And I had grown up watching the History Channel, Discovery Channel, watching Marines in the Pacific. I had family friends that were all Marines. My aunt later decided to serve, and it was more or less I wanted to be the best of the best. So when I turned 16 years old, I joined the DEP program, which is to help you get on your start to the Marine Corps, get you in shape, get you knowledge prepped. It was called a Pool E program. From 16 to 18, I did it for 2 years. When I turned 18, unfortunately, COVID had been around, so the process had been a little slower. As soon as I got my high school diploma, I was told my recruiter, and he was like, all right, I can get you shipped out next month, 2 months. June hit, and I had shipped out to South Carolina for the 2-week COVID restrictions. From 2-week COVID restrictions, we then drove to Parris Island, and I spent my 3 months there receiving my basic training. After Parris Island, we had no leave time, and we drove to Camp Geiger. Camp Geiger was...
Where's that at?
That is in North Carolina. It's near Camp Lejeune, and it's where you initially receive your infantry training or your Marine Corps combat training. So there are two different sections. There's MCT and there's ITB. ITB is, I believe, 2 months long versus MCT, which is a month long. So for infantry, you go straight to your 2-month schoolhouse, and then you're sent to the fleet or wide Marine Corps. That's where you receive your unit, and your unit will then train you forward.
That's interesting. So what were some of the most impactful experiences or lessons you took away from your time in the military?
My most impactful lessons would probably be I used to be very shy and timid before the Marine Corps. I didn't like to speak out. I didn't like to try to get out there, less to say. So the Marine Corps had built my confidence up. Not only that, but they taught me basic things like how to live life, saving money. They set me up for a good career and ability to live outside the military. A lot of the things they taught also were teamwork, cooperation, coordinating, planning, and basically being able to take a leadership position.
So how did your time in the Marines shape your perspective on service and community?
My time in the Marine Corps, it shaped me by showing me how broad life is. I worked with people from all over the world, different cultures and ethnicities, religions, and it broadened my prospect of how small we really are in our small time communities. There's a whole world out there to explore, and it's amazing.
So what was the transition like from serving in the Marine Corps to coming back and being a civilian? How was that for you?
So the transition, it was not easy. I still struggle with it now. even though you're coming home from the service and you might have a bunch of people like waiting to see you, now you're working off their time. It's no longer, hey, I'm home, everyone's here for you. It's you got to pick time, place, and coordinate with them. Also, it was very lonely. Even though you had people there, a lot of people didn't know your experience type, and it felt lonely.
So one of the things, I served, in the Army. Um, did you have a harder time like coming out of the military? Did you have a harder time like finding and getting close with civilians, like adjusting to from that rigid time schedule where you're told where to be, when to be, what to be in, and now it's like on you to figure it out? Did you struggle with that?
I did, because for us in the Marine Corps, it was you're here, when, where, and you're there until you get told otherwise. In more or less our civilian lives, things always happen. Something can come about to where they can't make it, plans change. And a lot of times it just felt like a lot of things would just not
Like
work
chaos?
out. It was chaotic.
Yeah, yeah. So did you face any challenges with reintegrating into the civilian world, and how did you overcome them?
So some of the challenges I faced was getting used to the public. Um, you're usually around people who are like-minded, just like you. They talk, act, speak the exact same way you do, even though you're all different people. Coming transitioning out from the military, you come to more or less everyone's different.
Right.
So for me, it was just trying to figure out where I work with other people versus other people knowing how we all work together.
So we're sitting in North Adams Fire Department. This your home community, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So what led you after military service to kind of get into the fire service and pursue a career in paramedicine?
So before the service even started, I was actually a cadet here on North Adams. Um, a lot of my family members had been on Moscow, some were on North Adams. My father, after his service, was in Steele, Missouri. He was a volunteer firefighter down there. And I had seen all the great things they had done for the community. They help others in their time of need when there's no one else to help.
It's that brotherhood.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the brotherhood that we don't have no more, right? So, what does your training look like right now? And are there aspects from the fire service or paramedicine that kind of feel familiar to your military experience?
So I had finished my Fire 1, 2, and Hazmat here in Hillsdale County at Station 4. And from there, a lot of the training we had received was radio communications, scene size up, how to predict other things, things that you might not see yet but could be there. Um, and here at North Adams, we have a meeting beginning of the month on the first Sunday and training on the third Sunday of the month. So that generally looks different every month for us. So one week we could do ladder training, other days we could do hose training, other days we could be doing self rescue. And for EMS, I'm at Jackson College once a week on Wednesdays. The rest of the week is online doing my schooling. And a lot of our radio communications and the way our rank structure is very similar to the military. So you have basically your everyone is they have a role to fill. So you have your captain, your assistant captain, or you have your chief, your assistant chief, your captains, your lieutenants, your sergeants, and then you have your general population of firefighters. Those who have not received a billet, essentially, but you still have a job to do.
So, how do you see your role as a first responder continuing the spirit of service that you lived in the Marines?
My role, same thing as when I was in the Marine Corps, is my job is to help people. Um, in the Marine Corps, yes, we are taught to fight. We were taught to, you might have to do things that you do not agree with. Um, Here in our community, we do a lot of things to help others. Same thing in service. We would do humanitarian aid. We do protection. We'd even do preventative measures, which would be guarding. Sometimes we're just making sure people stay off the road if there was an accident. Um, and roughly here in the fire service, emergency services, we do the exact same thing. We are here to help people.
So, what are your long-term goals in this field of firefighting and paramedicine? I know you're in EMT school right now, Jackson College. You want to go to paramedic school. Are you looking to do this full time, or I mean, North Adams is a volunteer fire department, right? Are you looking to get full time?
I am looking to get full time. I know there are a couple agencies I have looked into getting into, but I'd like to get some of my certifications and more experience underway before I decide to hop over there. Right now, my focus has been with North Adams, help improving, continuing to get better for my community.
That's a really great answer. That's a really great. You guys have a great fire crew over here. I've known them for many years between Dallas, Jeff Calvin, Jeff's boys, Jason Loper, we talked about earlier, Kyle Handy, another veteran served in the Navy. Um, Known these guys for quite a lot, and it's a community. It's a second family. So my next question is, what does service mean to you today? You've served in the Marine Corps. You're on the fire department. It's mostly kind of the same thing. What does it mean to you?
Service mainly means to me that I'm there to be able to help in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I It doesn't matter who you are. You could be homeless. I can still help you, one way or another. There's a will, there's a way, and that's how I see services. I can still continue it here. I continue it out there, even if I wasn't on a fire department. I'd still want to be helping people.
So, how do you think your story might resonate with other veterans who are transitioning out of the service and might be considering a career in public safety?
Where there's a will, there's a way. Um, a lot of times when we leave, we kind of have a hole that we need to fill, and it doesn't matter what you do. Find a way to do it and push forward, no matter how hard it gets. I know I struggled fire class. I was working third shift. Uh, Basically, as soon as I got out of class, I had to rush to work and then work my full 12 hours.
Are you still working over there, Conagra?
No, I'm not.
Where are you working now?
Um, right now,
Student?
I'm a student.
You're a student? A GI Bill?
Yep.
How does that work with it's a tech school, right? EMT is a tech school. It's not like a 4-year university. Is
It
it pretty easy to work with through the VA and your GI Bill to do something like that?
it is extremely easy. So I had applied on through va.gov for my benefits, and you would receive your acceptance letter in the mail. With your acceptance letter, you can call the school service coordinator. So they work with veterans, any shape, size, place, and they basically take over most of the paperwork for you. So it's a very easy process. For me, they paid $4,000 to $5,000 for my classes, and as long as I go, I stay above 80%. I do not miss more than 3 classes, and I continue to be a good person and productive member of the class. I am able to go fully.
Nice. So, what advice would you like to give fellow veterans who are looking to pursue um, or looking for purpose, I guess, after the military service?
There are more veterans out there than you think that are willing to help you. And just because one thing gets in your way, do not let it stop you. I know for me, I was worried about school, and all it took was me asking one person, and I was able to receive help.
So my last question: is there anything that you'd like civilians to better understand about veterans and their continued contributions to society?
That there are a lot of us, and all we want to do is help. Some of us might be lost, but we're looking for a direction to head to. And a lot of us love our community, we love our country, and we just want to be there to help people.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Kodi.
You're welcome.